Hello, 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 hello. Oops. Here. Oh, had too much boob showing. Let me just raise the camera a little. I have a new camera. Let me just check if it's the audio is better. Let me just see my channel. Let's see. Yay! Yay! The audio is good. First time round. No need to restart the stream. Fantastic. Hopefully the camera has sorted out that audio problem. Buying this new camera. We shall see. Only time will tell. Whew. So hello, hi, welcome. I'll just wait a few minutes for viewers to view, for viewers to come. And then I shall start speaking about non-duality. But it kind of messes up this new camera and messes up the background because it's quite a widescreen camera. And so you're seeing the wardrobe here rather than the background covering the background. So I might have to rearrange it a bit next time. Yeah. I would do it without the background, but the room is such a mess. I wouldn't even lie. It's totally chaotic in this room. So I can't really, I could, but I don't want to show the room in its natural state. Oh dear. So just give it a few moments and then I shall turn on the non-duality speaking. I'll put in the past. I'm being silly. I'll just wait a few moments. So hello and welcome to the weekly talk, the weekly stream, the weekly broadcast. Welcome. So I'll just talk about non-duality for a little bit, and then you can message or call in on Skype, and my Skype is rebekahmaroon. So yeah, I remember the title. I think it's one that I've used before actually, but I can't remember. So it's what came. Nowhere else to go. Nowhere else to go. So beautiful to talk about this, to point this out. to express this. It's so, so beautiful. To point out where freedom is, to point out where peace is, to point out where love is. So maybe you've heard this before in the non-duality circuit. You've heard the phrase, this is it. This is it. So just to go into a bit of what that is pointing to. I think I first came across that idea or pointing when I read the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I think in the beginning of the book he talks about, he uses some kind of an analogy about someone, a homeless person, begging for money or food or something, and he's sitting on a box that already has everything he needs in it. And that's what is being spoken about here, that what is looked for, what the human is seeking for and looking for, isn't in time. What does that mean, isn't in time? So it's not something that is in the past, in a memory, an image, a story, or in the future, a picture, a projection, a hope, an idea. It isn't even in ideas of present or ideas of being here now. It isn't in any ideas of presentness. It isn't in any ideas. It's something that isn't contained in anything. So even an idea of being present, an idea of being here now, isn't what's being spoken about. This is a real radical pointing, a real radical shift, a real radical pointing out that what is looked for isn't in mind, isn't in thought, isn't in that storyline, that narrated storyline. What is longed for and looked for and being sought out as an experience, as a feeling, as a high, isn't it? Isn't it? So maybe the storyline now saying, I get her, I understand what she's saying. That thought isn't it. It's a real radical pointing out that nothing, no thing is it. It's really radical, really effing beautiful what's being pointed to. Really effing beautiful. Really unbelievable. And it really is unbelievable. You can't believe in this. You can't believe in this. It's not a religion to believe in, to have thoughts of agreement about. My thoughts agree with your thoughts. My thoughts agree with your speaking. It's really not practical, but it's really like, what's that word? Tangible. Like it's not a mental thing. It's an energetic thing that's being spoken about, that's being expressed. In that awakening, yes, there's thoughts, there's understanding, there's a belief in it, an agreement with non-duality. But actually, the bare bones, when it comes down to it, this is not a belief in non-duality or an agreeing with it. It's none of that. It's something that's here. It's here before any ideas of believing or agreeing. It's here before any thoughts and feelings appear. It's here. It's here already. It's here. And that is in contradiction to how the society is built and maintained. So in the story of society, in the story of how we function and how we live, the ideas are not yet here, future, not yet here, working towards. It's this linear, time-bound way of experiencing things. The mind is fed lots of food around time, future attainment, who you are, you're not enough, you're lacking. And in future, in buying, in getting and achieving, you will be there. You will finally be at rest, be at peace, feel love, feel complete. And that is not true. That is not true. That is not true. What is true is what is happening. What is true is this appearance. True as in, not true as in it's true, but true as in this is all there is, and there's nothing missing or wrong or lacking. Only in stories, only in the mind is there a problem. Only in the mind is there lacking and a judgment and ideas of more or attaining or getting there. This is totally complete and whole. Totally complete and whole. And in this is the appearance of not enough. In this is the appearance of me and my story. And where I've come from, where I'm heading to. That's part of the story. When the humans identified, it believes the story to be true. It believes the story to be who it is. And so there's so much attachment and investment in that story. In where that story is heading. Making the story better. But there's something that is free of that. Free of that. It's just free. And it's not a person, it's not a thing, it's free. It simply is. And so there's some kind of reminding of that happens in these talks. There's some kind of reminding of what is beyond that story of you. And I'm in no way suggesting that there should be a suppression or a repression or avoidance of that dreamed story of you. Like, you can hear this message and the person hears it and like it cuts off parts of itself to fit into what it thinks this is talking about. So there's a suppression or a repression, a denial of its experience. Whereas I feel like there's been a change here where what is being expressed here now is more of not cutting off or a denial of the human story or the human expression. Like some kind of healing of that, some kind of inclusion of that, to the point where that disappears. So rather than it disappearing through repression and suppression and denying and cutting off, a disappearance of that through inclusion of it, through inclusion and allowing that, allowing the humanness, allowing the trauma, allowing the difficulties, allowing all aspects of that particular human, the conditioning, the difficult energies, allowing all of that. And in that, there seems to be a dissolving of that and an inclusiveness of that to a point of dissolving, dissolution, I think the word is, of that into everything as this moment. There is everything. This is a total no hold bars. No hold bars is the saying, I think. No holds bars, whatever that even means. No, I see a prison bar, like no holds bars. I don't think it means that. It's like no holds bars, like everything's included, everything, nothing's off limits. It's all inclusive. It's all things. Energetically, it's all things. And this can't be mentally gotten. It's not a mental understanding of it. It's a real energetic thing. It's a real dissolving of all bars, or all divisions, all compartments that you may hide and keep private. It's a real, it's really, I've heard someone say it's not for the faint-hearted awakening. It really isn't. It's no holds bars. That's my new saying now. No holds bars. It's like all compartments of yourself, the parts you hide and keep private, you're ashamed of or embarrassed of or whatever it is. Like it's all things, all parts. Because who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Or what is that part that's embarrassing or shameful or dirty or whatever it is? Like whose is that? Whose is that? Who needs to protect and hide that? Doesn't mean on a human, in a human way, you tell everyone all your business. You have boundaries and you have levels of closeness to certain people. So I'm not saying to like disregard all boundaries and we're all one and let's share and give everything away and let's all have sex. What I'm saying is like energetically is not, nothing's like hidden. Energetically, like energetically, it's all one. It's all the same. So it really is like yeah, like being on this bit spiritual, or this in this community of or awakening, or discussing these subjects. You know, you really are inviting everything in, or everything out, whichever way you want to say it. Like, you really are crushing the divisions. You really are losing control. You really are losing everything. Giving up everything. So, nowhere else to go. This is it. This is it. Yeah. Yeah. So. So. This is total love, a total love affair. And I'm sure it could sound kind of crazy, like. Oh dear. Thinking of speakers that I used to listen to, and crazy. Oh. Okay, so let's see if there's any questions. Yeah, just to reiterate from last week, someone's question was just, I feel like whichever teaching or speaker you end up being drawn to, I feel it's perfect. I feel it's perfect. It really is. It really is. Just perfect. We normally have questions around that, like, is this teacher okay? Is this practice okay? We normally have questions like that based around, will it lead me to somewhere? Is it gonna help me to reach some idea that I have of better? And that isn't really the point. That isn't really the point of the teaching or the practice, to reach somewhere else. When I think of meditating, for example, as a practice, it's not about getting somewhere else. That was never the point of it. Only the mind is thinking of future, thinking of its plan, where it's going to, where it's heading, what it wants. But that has nothing to do with what is being pointed to. The mind will keep being the mind, thought will keep being thought. And what's being expressed here has nothing to do with that. So yeah, feel free to send any questions you might have through to my Skype address. Oh, watch the camera wire. It came out last week, so I that was the old camera. Maybe this is a bit better. It's more secure. Ba, ba, ba. I really want to do something. I'm not doing it. I'm going to do it. It sounds a bit silly, but I just want to do it. I just keep seeing this horse, and I want to like ride it along the bottom of the screen. I don't know why. I just want to do. Sorry, I'm really silly. I know. I'm really juvenile. I just wanted to do it to see it go across. My breasts are really on show tonight. I'm going to try and raise the camera. There you go. I have a new camera. It's great. Hello. My kids are going to school in September. Can't believe it. Kamala asked to go, and then Josh is saying he wants to go as well. So, yeah, they're going to school. But it feels quite right as well. It feels really natural. Like they've had a nice childhood, homeschooling and laid back and very chilled and very playful. And it just feels right for them to go into more of a structure and have that for a period. So yeah, it's a new chapter in our life, I suppose. Hi, Titana. Thank you, Rebecca. Always love this rendezvous with love. Oh. Hi. Yeah, it's a joy. Yeah, rendezvous. It's really beautiful. Bon soiree. Bon soiree to you too. I've been learning French for like, I don't know, at least 10 years. I know a bit, but not enough to, you know, talk full French. But I understand, I can read it better than I can understand it spoken and speak it. Reading it is easier. Bon soiree. I think I went to France a few years ago, and my first time actually speaking it to a French person, and I ended up speaking Spanish. It was like, oh my god, what did I say? Like, I can't remember now what I said, but it was like it was Spanish rather than French. Like, don't. Oh, it's so hard on the spot to like reproduce what you've heard. You know, bonjour. It's morning here, 7:45. Bonjour. Bonjour. It's just getting the machine, like getting the machine used to the output being a different output, like a program. The program is English in, English out, and then trickling in some French, and then getting the trickling of the French to come out. It just takes that consistency, I guess, to keep picking French for the output and not English. But I think if you live somewhere, then you're forced to learn it rather than learning it when you're not needing to use it enough. It's kind of hard to learn anything like that. You have to use what you're learning for it to be become second nature. The more you apply it and more you use it. Yeah. But I love how languages do change your brain. It kind of points out that what you think things are, they aren't. Like it really loosens the ideas we have around language and how language is true. And it isn't. It is not. Sniper. It is not. Yeah. Ah. Hello, meaning life is. What language is that? In Tahitian. Haitian. Is it Haitian? Or was it not? Oh, it is Tahitian. Are you? Haiti speak French, don't they? Oh no, it is Tahitian. Tahitan. I'm not familiar with that language. Tahiti. I've heard Tahiti before. Tahiti is an Egyptian person, an Egyptian mythology. Tahiti. Oh, French Polynesia. Oh, okay. Ah, I see. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I tried to learn French because it's more spoken more, you know, globally. Yeah, French Polynesia. I've got a vague idea where that is. I'm not sure. Like it's an island or something. Islands. But it sounds beautiful wherever it is. So there's no questions about non-duality, I don't think. Let me just... No. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah. Yeah. It really is a pleasure. It really isn't a chore. It's such a pleasure to express. I love you too. Okay. That's a good ending, I think. I love you too. Okay. Thank you for joining. Lots of love. See you next Thursday. Yes. Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.